go back to my PowerPoint and my project that I was originally working on. Okay, wheat grams. So this is what I used, what I started with, or I ended with yesterday. I put my name of my cereal prominently on the cover, and I made a bowl. If you did not watch the video 2, you need to go back and watch video 2, because I show you how to make a cereal bowl. But I do want to make a couple corrections here because I'm noticing a couple imperfections, and I want to fix them. So one hint is you always want to zoom in. Don't work from so far away. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom, and I'm going to zoom in, and I want to show you in the cereal bowl that PowerPoint defaults to a blue all the time. So I want to, you'll notice there's a blue around my bowl. So I'm going to select that, and I am going to do my line, no line. So it's just a white fill, no stroke. And I'm going to do the inside of my bowl, but I do like the inside of the bowl actually. I like that it is a gradient and it gets darker as it goes in, so that would make sense. So I'm going to leave that as is. And I am going to group these two. So I have, the trick to grouping is you select the one shape, hold down Shift, select your other shape. But actually before I do that, I noticed that I did not fix the gradient on my bowl. So I'm going to quickly go back to my fill effects, and I'm just gonna avoid, I think I'm just gonna avoid the gradient altogether, or maybe I'll just give it a little bit of a gradient for now, maybe fix it later. I don't want it to be too dark because this is, of course, cereal, and I don't need it to be dark, so maybe I'm just gonna go with a gray. And again, a gradient just shows a little bit of shading, so it's a little more 3D. So I'm just going to go with that. You can go solid white if you want. It didn't really make much of a difference. I may go back to that later. But okay, so I'm going to select the two pieces. So the inside of the bowl, select. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to select the outside of my bowl, and I'm going to group them. So I'm going to right-click, and I am going to go to grouping, and I'm going to group it. So anytime I want to move this, it'll move together. Okay? All right. And notice I'm purposely keeping my bowl off to the side at an angle so it can catch, the grain. All right, so I'm going to zoom back out because another thing I want to show you is this background is going to keep getting in my way. So temporarily, I'm going to grab my background. I'm just going to push it over to the side because it's going to keep messing me up. You could, if you wanted to, not group. Okay, what is that grabbing? Is that grabbing something else? Nope. Okay, there's my bowl. I'm going to grab my bowl to the side. Okay, so I am going to start to make my wheat grass. And so I'm going to zoom in, not on my bowl, but on the wheat itself, the wheat plant. And I'm going to use the tools I have, and that's shapes up here. So the first thing that I did was create a stem for my wheat. Again, it defaults to blue, PowerPoint does, so I'm going to change it. I don't want to fill. I just want my line or my stroke to be a color. I'm going to make that like brown. There's an orange. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm going to keep that. So now I need to make a wheat shape. You are going to make any shape that if your cereal is silly hearts, you're probably going to have hearts, or you're going to have something, associated with the name of your cereal. Mine is wheat grams, so I want to make pictures of wheat in my background. So I have started with In basic shapes, I grabbed this line here and I manipulated it a bit. But now what I'm going to do is I want to make the wheat part, and I'm looking for some kind of shape that will help me, and I'm thinking maybe a heart will be useful. So I'm going to grab heart. That work? Okay. No. Basic shapes, heart. Okay. So I'm going to make this a long, narrow heart. Again, it's blue, and I want to change that, and I'm going to make the fill, I'm going to try a gradient just to try it out, and I'm going to make one end color. This, again, just a reminder, I'm on a Mac, you are on a PC, so some of these will be different, so don't think that you can use the exact same situation I'm using, but it's very similar. Again, notice this has a stroke of blue, a line of blue. I don't want that, so I'm going to come up to my line. I'm going to do no line. Okay, now I'm going to take this little piece of wheat and I'm going to try to, where is my little circle to rotate it? Okay, so I might have to make it bigger and then rotate it and then make it smaller. So I'm going to, hopefully this works. Now here's a trick. You can Control-C, Control-V, copy and paste, or a really cool trick is if you have your element, your shape, your object, your text, whatever it is, in this case a shape selected, click Alt, click Drag, and that makes another one. And my computer, it's Option, but yours on a PC will be Alt, and now I can just change this one. Okay, ready? Alt, click, drag. Boom. And I'm going to use, and notice sometimes you feel like you have to use the mouse. A lot of times the directional keys, the arrows, are a little bit more precise. So don't be afraid to use those. So I'm going to do it again. And I can also hold down Shift, select more than one. Shift, I'm going to select this one and this one. And ready? I'm going to Alt, click, drag. And I've just made 3 more. So I'm going to put these in place, changing each one just a little bit. I want to make one of them really good. And then I don't have to make any more. Okay, so that's that. I kind of like that. I'm gonna make a few more. All I did is alt click drag, and I'm gonna just manipulate them, turn them a little bit, rotating them, and rotate one more. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click and drag and hopefully select this entire piece here. Ooh, it went longer. Oh, I gotta go a little further. Yep, okay. One more. Alt click drag. I'm gonna turn it a little bit. Boom, done. Okay. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit because I am going to grab all of this like so. Oops, I don't think my stem is selected, so I'm gonna hold down Shift and select my stem. And I'm going to right click and I'm gonna group it all. So now I have one whole stem here. Guess we're gonna do the stem, Alt, click, drag. Alt, click, drag. Alt, click, drag. And I might move them a little bit and make them, you know, in different spots. I can also click and drag all of these, hopefully. Grab all of them. No, it won't let me. Come in. Okay, Shift, hold on Shift and select a few of them. Alt, click, drag. 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 So there, I made a whole bunch with not too much effort. Okay. And don't be afraid to grab one and make it longer. Kind of mix them around here. Because this is wheat grams, I do want it to have that idea. Now I feel like all of these need to be moved down. So I'm gonna move a whole bunch of them down so they take up a little more space. Got some hollow areas here. Okay. All right, so now as I'm creating this, I'm thinking I want my actual cereal to be hearts. Okay. So I get an idea of what this is going to look like. I'm going to bring my bowl back in. Like this is my background. I am going to put my bowl in the front. So I'm going to right click, arrange, bring to front. Okay. And now I want to fill my cereal bowl. So all I'm going to